All right, today I'm lucky enough to be joined by Ro from Another Bad Creation. Ro, how we doing?
I'm doing all right. I can't complain.
Excellent. So, as I'm sure you know, 2020 has been an absolutely crazy year. How have you been? How's your family? How's everything going for you?
Well, personally, for me, right now, 2020 has been crazy, with the pandemic and everything. But, fortunately, I ain't been behind on nothing. I'm up to date with everything and everything working out cool for me. So I just been finding out a lot of new stuff about myself being in the house. So I learned how
Okay.
to do all kind of new little things and tricks.
Okay, so what have you learned?
I learned how to cook certain meals, what I like. I learned how to
Oh,
work on my own car. I learned how to fix things. I learned how to paint. I
oh,
learned,
wow.
yeah, a lot of DIY stuff.
That's awesome. I think it's what a lot of people should do. If you're out of work, you're laid off, whatever the case may be, take this time to learn things and become more productive. Now you're cooking. I mean, if I take my car to your house, you can change my oil.
Right.
Excellent. Now, let's say you're in public and a couple fans spot you. Again, we have the pandemic going on, and they want to come up, they want to talk, they want to shake your hand, they want to hug. How are you handling yourself?
Man, really, it's kind of hard right now, because it's the symptoms and it's so much stuff about the COVID that we don't know. And it's just like, it's better to be safe than sorry. But, I speak and show love to everybody. I try to keep my hands clean and sanitized, and that's all I can
Okay.
do.
So if somebody comes for the hug, you'll accept it, make sure you're sanitized, and maybe just make sure you wash your hands again or whatever. Now, you guys performed last summer for the first time as a whole group in how many years?
Ooh, like 25, I think.
How did that all come together?
Well, it all came together because we always get together anyway and just hang out. But the opportunity presented itself, and somebody got in touch with Chris, and Chris just said, "Yeah, man, we gonna do it." He ain't even asked nobody else. He just said, "Man, we just gonna do it." So we all agreed to it, and we start rehearsing. Shout out to Marvelous McIntyre for letting us use his rehearsal facility. Shout out to Deshaun Shelton, who our manager, who helped get everything in order. And man, it was fun, man. It was like a class reunion or something. All of us just practicing and rehearsing and jogging and running, and it was cool. It was dope.
Nice. Now, were you guys nervous? Were you excited? What was going through your head as you were getting ready for that first performance in so many years?
Man, I ain't even gonna lie. The practice was cool. We was having fun. But like when it came show night, I ain't gonna lie, I was nervous. I was like, man, we ain't no turning back now. It ain't nothing we ain't never did before, but we here now, so we gotta go out
Right.
here and get it done.
Now, was this like a three-song set? Was it a full concert? Or
It was a 3-song set.
what were
Yeah.
your go-to songs?
Playground, Aisha, and that's all we really did. They wanted us to do Jealous Girl, but it was so many acts on the show because it was like a tribute to Atlanta with all the groups from Atlanta, you know what I'm
Okay.
saying, from the past. So everybody didn't have a lot of time to really do it like that. We only had
I
like
see.
7 minutes, I think.
So, which basically
Yeah.
is maybe two songs if you're lucky.
Yep. Yep.
So, whenever the new normal is back, are you guys performing again or taking more dates?
We definitely would be willing to take more dates and perform again because I mean the fans, man, I didn't even know that people still knew them songs like that. Like, and we was right at home too, so we was right in the area where we grew up at. So like seeing all my old friends and people I went to school with, and it was that right there was dope. But
That's
we
awesome.
definitely willing to do some more shows and performing.
Now, how old were you when Coolin' at the Playground came out?
When the first album came out, I was 11. No, I was 12. I was 12.
Now,
Yep.
what does your family think about that? Being at such a young age, are they supporting you? Are they telling you to be careful?
Well, my family, my mom and my pops, they really embraced it. They was happy for me and they kept me grounded. I still had to when we come home from LA, I still had to make my bed and take the trash out and clean the bathroom. So they kept us grounded. And a lot of people that was on the road with us too. The guy named our manager at the time, his name was Kevin. Well, his name is Kevin Wells. I mean, he just kept us. He let us be kids, but he had us very disciplined.
No
Disciplined.
special treatment then.
No, no special treatment.
So the album's huge. Playground's doing big things. Aisha, Spider-Man. how did your life change? Did you maybe get a little more special treatment from the ladies, or?
Oh yeah, definitely that. And it just was different. Like people would look at you in a certain type of way, and when you just really the same old cat you was from the beginning, people would look at you. I don't know if it was jealousy sometime or what it was, but we really didn't pay no attention to it because we were so busy. We was
Sure.
always having to be here and be there, so it was just all in a day's work for us.
Do you think you lost a lot of friends or acquaintances at the time because now all of a sudden you guys are huge?
You know what? No, I wouldn't say so because like within the six of us, we all still hang, and the friends that we had back then, they still around. I got friends that I've been friends with for 30 years, and we still talk on the phone every day and hang out. So no, I would say the people that really wasn't my friends, yeah, they probably got away, but my real friends still here.
The people that maybe didn't really know you or knew of you might have been the jealous ones, but not actual friends. They didn't really shy away or anything
hmm
like that. So, what was your favorite song on that album?
My favorite song on the first album,
Yeah.
I would have to say is I like My World.
Okay.
That would be my favorite. I would say My World.
Nice. Were you guys ever, appointed like to where somebody is a lead singer or a lead rapper? Did you have anything like that, or just however the cards may
Well,
lay?
it was really however the cards may lay, but I guess Chris and Red had the majority of the singing parts. I did majority of the rapping. Me, Mark, and Dave did a lot of the rapping, and GA was the hype man. So everybody, I guess, had a role to play. I would say so.
Now, how does an 11 or a 12-year-old learn how to count bars?
You know what, man? I like when we first were getting started. I guess it's just a natural feeling because we didn't really know. We just knew, okay, this sound like this where the end supposed to be, and just natural. Because we always before we even Michael Bivins, before Motown, before any of that, we was always doing shows and practices and doing routines. So we knew the counts, I guess, from just rehearsing so much.
Do you think that how it is with a lot of like big singers, rappers, I should say, where it's just kind of they're kind of born with it? It's something that's hard to teach.
Yeah, yeah, I would say that.
I
Yeah.
was working with Bivins.
It was real cool, man. It was real cool. When we first met him, we was out in California. We was doing a demo actually with Rob Tresvant in New Edition. And
Mhm.
we saw Mike, and he had a situation going on with Motown where, he was getting his own BFT imprint or whatever, and he took a liking to us, and the rest is history. He signed us and sent us back home, and before we knew it, we was in the studio with Dallas recording Aisha and Playground.
Nice. Now, working with Motown, did you get to meet any of the legendary acts, like maybe any Temptations, for example?
Yeah, yeah, we got to meet a lot of the Temptations at a it was some Motown event. Everybody was there. I remember what stood out to me the most. We was backstage, and we was talking to Stevie Wonder. He started singing Aisha.
Wow. Oh
And he
no.
was like, man, yeah, he started singing Aisha, and he was like, man, I love that song. My daughter name is Aisha. And he said, on Isn't She Lovely? I say her name on the song. And that tripped me out.
Oh my
Like, dang,
goodness.
Stevie Wonder know our song, Stevie Wonder.
If anybody didn't
Yeah,
think you officially made it with platinum status, Stevie Wonder, hello, was singing your song. It doesn't get bigger than that.
right, right. Yeah.
Did any Motown legends give you guys any type of advice?
You know what? Yeah, they did. We actually got to meet the Jackson family, and we went out to eat, and it was their mother, Catherine Jackson, Jermaine Jackson, I think Randy Jackson. It was a bunch of them. It's a lot of them
Okay.
anyway. But we
Sure.
all went out to dinner, and they was just talking to us like, man, y'all gotta, stay grounded, man. Stick together. Always
Mhm.
stick together. Don't let nobody come between. Just stuff like that. And coming from them, man, it was mind-boggling to me because it's like these is the Jacksons, and they just
Absolutely.
talking. They out to eat with their family like normal people. Like it was weird. Then we went to their house, They family house, man, and we was walking around. They had like real giraffes and zebras in the yard.
Really?
Yeah,
So this
yeah,
is Michael Jackson's family house he grew up in, correct? So I
yeah,
understand.
yep,
Okay.
yep.
They had a giraffe and a zebra in the backyard.
In the backyard.
Nice. Did you get a chance to feed the giraffe some lettuce or anything? Or
Nah, nah.
that's
It was
awesome.
just crazy to see, because they would always say like we would always hear rumors about Michael Jackson, like he got all kind of animals, and we were like he can't have no
Mhm.
animals like that, but they had a giraffe and a zebra in the backyard.
Crazy.
Yeah,
So you
yep,
knew, even though you were so young, you still knew the opportunity you had and the people you're surrounded by.
yeah, yep. And now I don't really think we understood it being so young, but now
Mhm.
looking back, it's like wow, man, that was a dope experience.
I bet, yeah. Now, what is
Yeah.
Another Bad Creation's official genre? Are you new jack? Are you hip hop? Are you R&B? Is it all bundled together in one? Or
Yeah, I would say it's all bundled together in one.
all
Yep.
right, so you guys are doing big things with your first album. Playground's killing it. Aisha's killing it. Then Crisscross comes out. Now, originally, correct me if I'm wrong, the beginning of Jump had Playground playing, then they'd scratch it out, and then Jump came on, correct?
Yep.
I'm not a lawyer. I don't pretend to be a lawyer, but correct me if I'm wrong. That's illegal, right?
Oh yeah.
So how was that handled? Did maybe an attorney send a cease and desist letter or?
Well, you know what? I don't even think it was gonna get that deep. It was just some guys from Atlanta, man. We all from the same side of town. Jermaine from College Park, Dallas from College Park. We all Southsiders, and I just think it was a misunderstanding along the way with ABC and Crisscross what made them do that.
Now you guys did originally work with Jermaine Dupri briefly, right?
Well, when we first got started, when we was just doing talent shows around Atlanta,
Mm-hmm.
Jermaine will always be around. Jermaine will always be around. And when we first saw Jermaine and met him, we thought he was our age because he was so short, right?
Right.
But he did music and he had groups and stuff back in the day too. Him and Dallas was doing the same thing. But
Mm-hmm.
he was more so. I would say Jermaine is more so a b-boy type cat. With the breakdancing and hip hop. I got to give him that. So he helped us with a couple routines. He helped us choreograph some of Playground and I think Aisha. And he was supposed to do some songs on our first album, but I don't know. I guess once we put Aisha out, everything happened so fast that he just
Okay.
got lost in the shuffle. So
Oh, maybe I'm reading too much into this. Is it possible Jermaine Dupri expected to be more involved on your album? He didn't, so he kind of took a little umbrage, and then that's why the beef with Crisscross started?
yep, that's exactly why.
That's exactly why. Talking about Crisscross, you had your issues and whatnot. Did you find yourself liking any of their music?
You know what? I ain't even gonna lie. I liked I ain't even gonna lie, I like Jump. Yeah, I ain't gonna lie, I did. Even though they dissed us, but
Right.
it was hard. It was hard. It was a hard song. And it's still to this day jamming to
Definitely, yeah.
me.
Still bumps. Yeah,
So
definitely.
yep. And it's crazy because I seen Chris Kelly years after all of that, years after
Sure.
all of that. And we was at a bar and he was with some guys, I was with some guys, and we had a lot of mutual people that know us both, but it wasn't no
Sure.
beef or nothing like that. I just walked up to him and tapped him on the back. He turned around and we just started laughing, man. Gave me a hug. We sat over in the corner, just me and him, just talking about all kind of stuff, man. All kind of stuff. Then like they kept you would hear rumors about him, having cancer and he had passed away. You heard that many years before
Yeah.
he did. So
Yeah.
when I heard about that he really did pass, I didn't believe it. I'm like, man, they need to stop. They need to really stop saying that about dude, man. But it was true, and I'm just glad that we got a chance to just sit down and kick it and laugh like that, with all the other
Yes.
stuff that went on.
That's good that you guys did that. Yeah, they were talking about because he had alopecia. They said he had cancer. I remember hearing that internet wasn't quite as big, so it was hard. And then they
Mm-hmm.
had their anniversary concert with So Def, and literally 2 months later, and I was the same as you. I saw it on, I think it was like CNN. I'm like, this is not true. And then
Yeah.
unfortunately,
Yep.
it was
Yeah, that was
crazy stuff.
unfortunate. Yep.
Now, talking about today, do you get recognized a lot?
You know what? Sometime I do. I remember this is a funny story. Me and my lady, we was going to Destin, Florida, going down to the beach. And we stopped at the gas station to get some gas. And the dude was like, "Ro." And I turned around. I'm like, "What's up, man?" And I thought it was somebody who I knew. So I go in the store and he come behind me talking about, "Man, you gotta let me take a picture with you." And I was like, "For real?" And he was like, he was serious. So we took a flick. Shout out to that dude. We was going through Dothan, Alabama too. And at a
Okay,
gas station, middle of nowhere.
that's awesome. Was there any time you could think of where maybe you were in a public setting and maybe one of your songs came on, or somebody was just talking about how they were big fans of another bad creation, but they didn't realize you were in their presence? You almost want to be like, hello, I'm with the band.
Yeah, that happens. That happens sometimes. Yep,
So do
it
you sit
happened.
back?
Yeah, sometimes I do, and sometimes I just laugh because it's so funny, man. Because you hear so much stuff about yourself from people that really don't even know you that it just, I don't know. That's the crazy thing.
Can you tell me about a
Yeah.
time where that did happen and you might have said something?
Well, I remember not too long ago, actually, me, Chris, we was out for his mom's birthday, and we walked across the street to another spot where my older brother was at, and his buddy was with him, and his buddy girlfriend, she had said something because they was playing old school music at the club, and she was like, "Man, they need to play some ABC." And my brother was like, "That's them right there." And she was looking like, "Oh my God, that is." I was like, "Wow," just out the blue,
Nice.
crazy.
I'm sure they're excited. Yeah,
Yeah, she
really
was like,
nice.
"Wow, that is y'all. Oh my God."
Nice. So tell me about the hashtag, one of my favorite hashtags that's recent, unfinished business.
Well, that hashtag came from marvelous Marvin McIntyre. For
Okay.
everybody who in the industry, y'all know who Marv is. You know, he just was telling us, man, like, y'all didn't reap the benefits like y'all was supposed to. Y'all got a lot of life in y'all. Y'all still look good. Y'all still can do it. So unfinished business. We about to go back and get it. That's where it came from, and it was like, okay, I like that. So that's what we roll with.
Nice. Does anything to do with the second album? Hit it once you wear it's how you play it.
Uh, I don't think so. No, I don't think so.
So I've been told, read this. I'm actually a fan of the album. I like I don't want to be grown up and whatnot. Can you tell me about the transition from album one to album two?
I think I think the transition from the first album to the second album, it was a lot of uh Motown got bought out. Uh so all the people that we was familiar with at the offices and the people that we really knew, they brought in new people, and it was like, okay, well, we professionals at this, so we're gonna make y'all go this direction. And it's like, well, you know, I don't know if you know what you're talking about. You don't even really know us to even, then the second album, Dallas, and I think Biv at the time was having conflict, and it was just a lot going on at that time.
So you guys worked with Boyz II Men and Busta Rhymes on that album. Is that correct?
Yes, we did.
So Boyz II Men was obvious being on the same record label. How did you guys get hooked up with Busta Rhymes? He wasn't real big at the time. I mean, I don't know if he was, but
You know what? First of all, I always been a fan of leaders of the new school,
for
and
sure.
Buster was in Atlanta hanging out, kicking it with Dallas and Eric Sermon, and Dallas used to have a studio dark, and like everybody used to hang out there. Like you might go in dark to see Snoop in the corner, Red Man, like everybody used to be that used to come to Atlanta used to hang out at dark. Was kicking it with Buster and just talking to him, and I guess he took a liking to us, and he was like, "Man, I'm gonna give y'all, I'm gonna give y'all some songs, man. Y'all got to represent though. Y'all can't." We was like, "Okay, okay," and yeah, it was dope working with Buster in the studio. He just I don't know. He just like he is. He
Sure.
always been real animated. Like, man, this dude
Mhm.
is on something else right here. This dude is dope. Yep.
What songs do you work on?
Strive to be and keep stepping up.
Now, how's working with Boyz II Men? They were arguably the biggest R&B act at the time.
Man, I gotta say it's still to me. But when we got a when we first came into the game, man, we was with Boys to Men, like
Hmm.
them, like our real brothers. Like we stayed in Philly to do a show. We was working on the show, and we stayed in Philly for the whole summer, and they stayed right next door to us in the apartment. So we would see them every day. And like I remember one time they came down here to Atlanta, and they was in the studio and they was practicing and stuff. And some kind of way they ran out of money. Somebody didn't pay for the hotel for them, so they
Oh,
came and stayed over Chris' house on
oh,
Godby
really?
Road. Yeah, and like all four of them, we was all downstairs with pallets on the floor, and like they're my brothers, man. And Sean Stockman, I remember we was shooting the video for the One for All for One East Coast Family
Okay.
song, and we was in Baltimore. We was shooting Meteor Man, so I don't know what
Yes.
happened with the budget or whatever, but we got to Houston where we shot the video at, and we ain't had no money for our wardrobe. So Sean was like, "Man, come on." They was on the road with Hammer, and they was really, really coming up. He was like, "Man, don't worry about it. Y'all come to. I got y'all." And I was like, "Wow!" Like that. Like them dudes right there, some real good dudes, man. And I think like that East Coast family, Boys to Men, ABC, like that's some real love.
For sure. When's the last
Yeah.
time you talked to any of the members of Boyz II Men?
We saw them maybe it was a couple years ago. They was down here. They had a show at Chastain Park, and we kicked it backstage with them. They brought us out on stage, and it was just I like seeing them, man. It's good
Sure.
to see them cats. Yeah.
Definitely. Now, who's the better R&B group? Boyz II Men or New Edition?
Uh, See, that's a tricky one. That's a tricky
It
one.
is.
I'm gonna have to say. I'm gonna have to say this. If it wasn't no new, if it wasn't a New Edition, it wouldn't be a Boys to Men.
Sure.
So I'm gonna have to say, far as longevity, New
Hmm.
Edition by what 30, almost 40 years in the game,
Sure. They've
and
been around forever.
yeah, and they all successful. Bobby was successful, Johnny was successful, BBD, Ralph, all of them can do their own thing. But when they come together, that make it larger than life. And then with Boys to Men, man, Boys to Men them dudes can really sing, man, and play instruments. Like them dudes really talented. So I really can't say. I really can't pick.
Definitely. It's a hard one. Do you have a favorite song by either group, New Edition or Boyz II Men? One of them.
Yeah, I do. My favorite Boys to Men song is Little Things Mean a Lot off of their first
Okay.
album.
Nice.
And my favorite New Edition song would be That's the Way We Living. Off
Okay.
the
Back on your second album, I Don't Want to Be Grown Up, you guys absolutely killed the dance moves. Where did that, I mean, was there a lot of choreography going into that, or how was that?
Yeah, it was a lot of choreography that went on in that. And I'm glad you said that because I want to give a shout out to some cats from out of Memphis, Tennessee called G Style.
Okay.
Romeo, Hurricane, and Wolf. They helped do a lot of the choreography on that video. And they had us, gangster walking like how they do in Memphis. And it's something we ain't never seen before. So it was dope. And that's some real good cats. So shout out to G Style.
Nice. How long did you guys have to work on those routines?
I think we worked on that. I think it may be like 3 or 4 weeks before we even like we started our group in '87 and we started practicing hard for real like in '88, 5 hours a
Okay.
day every day. So it was
Very
like
nice.
yeah, it ain't too much to it.
Okay, so doing the basic math, so you're around 12 when Playground came out. So you were about 7, 8 years old when you started practicing as a group, correct?
When we first started our group, I was like 9 going on 10.
In the group, who put that together out of you guys? Because you guys were together before you met Bivins, right?
Yes, we were. Chris and Red actually started the group. They, and I'm Chris' cousin, so I would come and kick it with Chris on the weekends. And once they start dancing and started the group, I was all in, and we just started doing routines and making up little raps and stuff. And that's how it started. So Chris and Red really the ones that started the group.
So when we're working on the second album, so just a little background about myself. In the 90s, I was obsessed with music, still am, but in particular hip hop and R&B. Like I took pride in knowing all the members of groups, what's coming out, what song's hot. I'd even take it to maybe a DJ to dance. Hey, did you hear this song, that song? I went out of my way looking for the second album, and this is not your fault. It's not another Bad Creation's fault. I went out of my way looking for the second album, and I didn't realize the second album came out probably until about a year after it was released when I was going through like a CD catalog. I think it was called Columbia House. So, I mean, is there just something really bad with promotion?
Mm-hmm.
What am I not understanding? It's just crazy to me.
I don't really have all the answers to that, but from what I recall, the buyout, Polygram bought Motown, and they was all over the place. Everything was just in the shuffle,
Mm-hmm.
So I really don't know.
Sure. Yeah, it just boggles my mind. So let's say there was an issue with Bivins, or say they weren't fans, the people that took over of your group or whatever. But I mean, if I buy a business, maybe I have workers I don't really get along with, but they're great at their job. They're money makers. Another Bad Creation was a huge money maker. Even if you don't like the group, or I have an issue with Roe, you're a money maker. Why would I not promote that? It doesn't make sense. Again, I'm from the outside looking in, just
Right.
crazy for me to
Yeah,
think
it
about.
don't make sense. Yeah, it didn't make sense to us either because, like, the majority of the people that we personally knew and had relationships with was like gone. They were gone. So
Mm-hmm.
like we couldn't even call nobody. We didn't even know that was just a big mix of. That's all
Yeah.
the only way I can describe it. I don't know.
Have you ever at any point in time wanted to talk to Bivins or anybody like, dude, what the heck? Why didn't you guys promote this or have a conversation about it? Or
You know what? It's crazy you say that because we just spoke to BF. Maybe when was this? Like maybe the beginning of this year, with all
okay,
6 of us on the phone, and we just got a lot of things clear, and everybody left with a good understanding, and it is what it
okay.
is. It's a conversation I think we should have been had, but
You divulge any of the information that maybe cleared some things up about that time frame, or is that classified? You want to keep it between you guys and
well,
Biv?
no, it ain't classified. It's just like I said, a lot of stuff, man. Like we had 2 managers. We had Biv and a guy named Kevin Wells. Then
Okay.
like when stuff started happening, everybody just started butting heads.
Almost too many
Yeah,
chiefs in the
like the
in
people that
charge.
was. There you go. Yep, yep. What you could say.
And you guys never toured for those first 2 albums, is that correct?
Yep. Never toured. Never went on a tour. We did a lot of promotional shows and stuff like that, but not
Mm-hmm.
a real major tour.
That's just crazy to me. Either, I
Yeah.
mean, album 1 or album 2. I mean, and again, Bivins coming from New Edition, they were all about touring. I think they've even said that's where they got their money.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yep. And I don't understand that either. But I remember back in the day, they was trying to do a tour with ABC, High Five, and somebody else, but it was like a Budweiser Superfest tour. But none of us was old enough, so Budweiser couldn't sponsor it. That's the only thing I remember as far as us touring.
Okay. What year was that around?
That was around 92, 93.
At what point in time did you guys stop the music thing? I mean, after album 2, was it 94, 95? Did you go back to school or things back to
Mm-hmm.
normal, or how was that?
Yeah, things was back to normal. But like Red was always into studio equipment and making beats and stuff like that. So he had a little studio. So we always have done music. GA too. So GA be around Dallas all the time. So we always music has never been on the back burner. It's just, regular life kicked back in, and it was back to normal. We had to go back to public school and everything like that.
Being at such a young age, I mean, was it hard? Are they still giving you your props, or are they kind of being rude to you? Or I mean, how was that when you come back to school?
I mean, it was different. I don't think
Okay.
it was nobody being mean because
You're still ABC, by the way. I mean,
yeah, and like we never really acted like we was better than nobody, or we never tried to put ourselves on the pedestal to where like we just up here and everybody else down there. Like we would like go to house parties in the neighborhood. We'll be there. We'll go to the skating rink. People be like, man, what y'all? I'm skating just like you. So everything is cool. We ain't never really looked down on nobody or tried to, how some superstars act. We never really
right.
kicked it like that. So I guess we was always able to be accepted, even to this day.
And I'm sure people appreciated that. They remember when you were platinum status, then when you came back to school, Ro's the same Ro I've known my, entire life for however long.
Yeah. Yep.
And you guys never officially broke up, right?
No.
Now, so we go to about 95, 96, you're back in school. Criss Cross has a popular album with Young, Rich, and Dangerous. The Youngsters are going by Illy Funksters, also have a popular album called I'll Make You Famous.
Mm-hmm.
Being at such a young age, is it hard to see them on TV because they were about your age? I know you guys were relatively good friends with the Youngsters too, or did you not care? Did you support them?
Well, for me, I mean, it wasn't no bad blood, like the Youngsters. We never really officially met them, but we know somebody who know them that told us like, yo, Criss Cross tried to diss y'all, but it's these young boys out of Philly, man. They say they got y'all. They finna, and we was like, oh, okay, cool. And then when we saw them on videos and stuff, I was like, oh, okay, them dudes dope. You know what I mean? And seeing people, even like Usher, I like to see people that started when we did still doing their thing, because
Okay.
they, they had the right teams and the right people to keep them relevant, and so I like to see it.
Excellent. Yeah, I've talked to Karan Goodman a couple times from the Youngsters, and multiple times he said how much you guys, Another Bad Creation, has influenced him in his career to get into music and all that. It always shows you guys love.
Yeah, that's dope, man. I appreciate it too. Shout out to Karan Goodman, man. Shout out to the Youngsters.
For sure. Now, is there one thing you could change in your career? Not saying anything was your fault. Is there anything in your career, if you could just pick one thing, what would it be that you could change or do over?
If it was one thing I could do to change or make better, I would have to say have somebody that was on top of the business and on top of that money, counting it and making sure everything right.
Do you have a dream collaboration you'd like to do either with yourself or with the group?
You know what I would like to do? I would like Boyz II Men ABC BBD tour.
That'd be incredible, by the way.
Yeah, that'd be dope. I really wish that, we could have did something with Criss Cross too.
That'd be incredible. People would have loved that.
Yeah, that would have been dope. I really wish we could have did something with Criss Cross.
For sure. That'd be awesome.
Yeah.
And there were rumors of what? Was it Kids of the 90s tour or something? Supposed to be, I believe, you guys, maybe Jamal.
Yep. I heard it was mentioned, we was with it. So if anybody out there want to put it together, we with it.
All right, Ro. Now, for your off the radar segment, I want to get into, I guess it's your third album or it's a compilation album. Can you tell me about that? It was in 2006.
It was
Grammy compilations.
That was some stuff that just some songs we did, man, and we was just like, let's just try to put it out and see if people listen to it. And some people did, some people like it,
Yeah.
And that's the thing. We got a lot of music.
A lot of music that hasn't been released.
Yeah, we got a lot of stuff. Yep.
So yeah, when I was listening to it, I remember around that time frame, you guys had that Dirty South sound too. I mean, definitely matured. I can still tell it was ABC, but you guys had that Dirty South sound all at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
So was that just like a mixtape independent or?
Yeah. That's what it
So
was.
you wouldn't officially call it an album, just a little
No.
compilation, putting some music out.
Yeah. Yep.
Nice. Now, tell me about working on the song "The Breezies." How was that?
Uh,
Colin,
it was we was just talking about girls we knew and stuff like that, and it just came out. Red was like, "Man, we need to write a song about that." So we did, and like I said, some people liked it. A lot of people liked it.
that was pretty good. Yeah, still a good song. Like, you can tell you're Dirty South. I mean, would you agree with that? You guys had a Dirty South sound with around that time frame.
I would say so. I would say so. You could say that.
I thought so. Yeah.
Yep.
How much music do you think you have that hasn't been released?
Man, that's a question I can't answer. Red probably would know like dead on, but we got probably about 100 songs or more.
And Red just has them in a vault and he's just holding on to them, or is it ever going to put it online, do you think?
I don't know. He got them. He got them. And it's a lot of stuff, man, with the technology changing that we don't even have no more. Like it's on the CD, so we don't have like the real this ain't my field, like the hard drives and stuff. I
Okay.
don't know about all that. Yeah. But we got a lot of
Sounds good.
stuff.
So, what are you talking about yourself? What are you up to in 2020? Are you putting music out yourself? You guys are going to try to do music as another bad creation? Or...
Yeah, we are. We gonna try to do some music as another bad creation and get after this COVID stuff is over with, get back rehearsing and get some more shows lined up. But me personally, for myself, what I'm doing is I do a lot of hands-on stuff. You know, I an independent contractor. I do flooring. And me and Chris and one of my other good buddies, we trying to get this cigar business going.
You do flooring, so you install like
Mm-hmm.
laminate, hardwood, things like that.
Yep.
Buy a rental in Atlanta. You're my guy, right?
Oh man, come on, come and see me. Come and see me.
Very
Oh
nice.
yeah. Yep.
Nice. How did you get into that?
You know what? I got into that through Dave's mom. Yep. She introduced me to a guy and he was like, "Man, you want to learn how to do it?" And I was like, "Yeah, come on, let's go."
That's cool. Very nice. Now,
Yep.
what brought you into a cigar business?
Well, me, Chris, and one of my good friends named Dewan, he been our buddy forever. Um, we got into it at his wedding. My buddy Dewan, he got married. He had a little cigar scotch section, so we smoked cigars and we get together and we smoke cigars from time to time, and we all like it. It's a good hobby of ours. I probably ain't the healthiest, but you know
Right.
we do. So yeah, we was like, man, since we doing it, man, we might as well try to go into some kind of business with it. So that's the plan. So we trying to get a cigar, our own cigar brand, and we are doing a little cigar lounge. It'll be opening probably next year.
Okay, cigar lounge, like a little cigar room where you can just hang out, vent, smoke a
Yep.
cigar,
Smoke a nice stick and have a drink or two and get home safe.
just relax. Nice.
Oh
You're
yeah.
gonna have your own brand.
That's what we shooting for.
There's gonna be a lot that goes into that, right?
Oh yeah. Yep. Yep.
Okay. Any idea what a name would be for that?
Well, the lounge is gonna be called Gar Bar.
Okay.
Yeah, but we haven't came up with the name for the actual stick yet, but it's in the works right now.
So the wheels are in motion.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. And the thing about it, it's kind of like music and stuff like that. It's kind of like fun, you know, like for us, because we all buddies and we get together and you know discuss the business, but it's still fun. It ain't like work.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice. So you're doing something you enjoy, which is great to hear.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
At any point, was yourself or anybody approached to do maybe a solo album or anything like that?
No, not that I
Okay.
recall.
All that music. So from 94 on, like, no, I find it hard to believe like nobody wanted to reach out to you, like another label, to do a third album or anything like that.
No. Well, GA had a song. It was
Okay.
pretty dope too. He had a song. It was on Dallas label, and it was jamming. I forgot the name of it though. It was jamming though. They used to play it on the radio all the time. Chris did a song. Uh, he did the hook on the song for one of my buddies that they used to play on the radio a lot too, out here in Atlanta.
Excellent. Nice. So, bro, before I let you go, it's been an absolute pleasure. Anything else you want to promote? How can fans keep up with you?
Y'all can keep up with me at row_ABC on Instagram, and Another Bad Creation official on Instagram. And that's about it. And we waiting on this COVID, man, to get out the way. So y'all stay safe out there, stay covered up, and be on the lookout for some new ABC stuff and some more shows coming up.
Awesome. So if I go to one of your shows, can you play I Don't Want to Be Grown Up for me?
Yeah, we got you. We got
Absolutely.
you.
Awesome. All right, bro. Absolute pleasure talking to you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.